Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. My name is Ryan and I'm with Skyline Acres. And as you can tell, I'm here in my garage today and boy, do I have a mess in front of me. That's because today we're going to be shredding some cardboard for our chicken coop. All right guys, so just a little side note. I made a video on this exactly a year ago, roughly. I think last November. It was pretty popular, but it was back before I really even started a YouTube channel. People seemed to like the concept. They just didn't want to spend time doing it. So I'm at risk of people, you know, thinking this is a dumb idea or laughing at it or whatever. And that's okay, because let me tell you, with having a homestead, we all do things that take more time than they should, or what you could do, what you could buy something for or whatever. An example would be like gardening. Takes a ton of time. You could just go out and buy produce. I could go out and buy wood shavings, etc. Not have to deal with this. So you just gotta pick your battles, and this is one I've been doing for a year. So guys, I promise you we are not hoarders. It's amazing at all the stuff, all the boxes that you get when you actually save them. So just a quick little introduction of the tools that you'll need. I also typically don't do this in my garage, guys, but we've got such a collection of cardboard here. We usually don't wait, we never wait this long to do the cardboard. So since we had so much, I figured I'd do a video. But anyways, what you're gonna need, you're gonna need a paper shredder. Yes, a paper shredder. Hey, I challenge any of you guys, if you wanna invent a residential grade cardboard shredder, to my knowledge, there's not one that exists. And look how much cardboard we're going through as consumers with online ordering and all nowadays. But anyways, they make like commercial type units and so forth, but there's nothing really out there residential. This works great, been using it for a year. This is a Amazon Basics 24 sheet paper shredder. I'll put a link to it in the description. The other things you'll need is a utility knife, some oil. You can use this type of oil, or there's oil sheets or whatever to run through your paper shredder, but you do need to oil the cutters on it. This here is something that's not in my last video. This is a, they call it a all-purpose, general purpose cutter. And it's a battery lithium ion powered shredder from Harbor Freight. And works great. Been using it a long time. Right now it's $39.99, but like anything at Harbor Freight, never pay full price. I just saw it coupon for it for $24.99, which I think was basically what I got it for. I've been using it for most of that year actually, and it's been great. The reason I go through all of this in the first place is because I have found, I've had chickens for a lot of years, and I have found that this shredded cardboard is my absolute favorite substrate for a chicken coop. But yeah, so don't use that glossy cardboard. Amazon says their tape is compostable, because we compost all of this and we use it in the garden and so forth after it's done out of the chicken coop. But the suckiest thing probably about this whole process is you really need to get the labels off there. And I just cut my fingernails last night, so it probably wasn't good. But you'll just go through, get the labels off. I have found, just from doing this long enough, we receive more cardboard than what we actually use based on our coop cleaning schedule, our coop size, you know, all the different things. So if there's a really hard sticker that doesn't want to come off, I just, like, I'll cut around it sometimes, like this. Done. Don't need to use it anymore. If you get the clear packaging tape, that usually comes off relatively easily, but you do need to take that off because it's not compostable. So the first thing I do is just break the box down, cut it at the tape, break it down. All right, we'll try this label here. I don't know. Came off okay. I think we'll cut around that for the sake of the video. Cut around it. There we go. Everything's looking good. That was really all we had to do on this box. So you're gonna take your cutter and it just fits in there just like that. Done. So I typically cut the flaps off like this. Okay. Now when you get to this point, cut up one time, you can run that whole thing through the shredder. So I got the paper shredder open. This is just the one box. Let's take a look at what it looks like in case you haven't seen it before. I mean, this is like perfect chicken bedding. And I get asked all the time, well, won't the chickens eat it? Or I have people that's tried this before and they say their chickens eat it. And I don't know what they're doing or why it's different, but my chickens don't touch it. I mean, I don't know. I'm gonna go on and continue on, guys, and I'll come back at you here in a little bit when I get the first bin of cardboard material ready to dump, and we'll see what we got. Just wanted to come back at you real quick and show you like another decent use for the cutter. This is a long piece where I've cut the flaps off the box, and it's literally 1 inch too wide to fit into the shredder. So first thing I'll do is cut it in half. Okay. Then what you're going to want to do is just rip it. Done. Rip it again right here. Done. So as I go ahead and start here, you know, people will say that this takes too long, and I get it. You know, we only have a certain amount of time in our life. We work full-time jobs. If you don't, you know, you're gardening, you have kids, you have all kind of stuff going on. So you just have to pick what's important to you and decide, you know, if you want to do this. I'm not pushing anybody to do it. But you know, the only thing I will say, this is an evening after work. And what else would I be doing? Just sitting watching TV or something. So there you go. All right, guys, so if you just heard it stop, this thing has an automatic stop feature on it. So when the bin gets full, it stops. So let me pull this out, show you how that works, and take a look at it. All right, so you just pull out here, give it a shake. Some of it kind of sticks up in there. Pull it out. Right there you go. Right there is some decent chicken bedding. I mean, it is perfect. It's fluffy. It's great for chicken bedding. So to put this back in, just slide it in, basically. Turn it on. It finishes the shred. The one thing worth mentioning is in a year's time, I have never had this thing overheat, malfunction, nothing. So I tell you what, guys, I hope this shows up, but this is one of them Chewy boxes. And their boxes are made a little bit heavier. I'm not a cardboard expert, but you know, there's different weight ratings and stuff. But this is the little bit thicker cardboard for, you know, hauling dog food and different things. But as you can tell, that's just a tick wide on this bottom. As you can tell, it eats it right up. Doesn't even struggle. It's actually getting to a double piece on the end here. It'll just eat it right up. All right, guys, so I'm gonna do a time test here just because everybody says this takes so long, but if you keep up with it, if you do it daily or every other day as you get boxes or whatever, it's really not that bad. Now, I always tell myself I'm gonna do that and I don't, and I end up with a mountain of cardboard. But let me go ahead and start. I will say this is an Amazon box, so it has the tape on it that's compostable that we can leave on there. It does have a label there. Put a label there, and so forth. So let's go. First thing I'm gonna do, cut this label out. And like I told y'all, we get more cardboard than we use. So, you know, it only makes sense to just save myself a little bit of time Sometimes these yellow labels come off easy. All right, now we're totally delabeled. Go ahead and cut the bottom out. It'd be nice, guys, if we could get all these shipping companies to use compostable tape. So I'm going ahead and cutting. Ah, it's a little too wide. All right, guys, done. Let's check the time. So I went back and looked at the times, and it basically took around 3 minutes, 3 minutes and 5 seconds or something to totally delabel the box, cut the box into strips, and totally shred the box. And if you, I mean, you know, it's not like you're getting 20 deliveries a day. You're getting like 1, maybe 0 the next day, 0 the next day, 1 more, so forth, maybe 2 the next day. I mean, you're only talking about theoretically 3 to 6 minutes a day doing it. All right, guys, so I've done lost count on how many bins I've taken out of here. Probably 6, 7, something like that, maybe 8. But anyways, my trash can is getting full. All right, guys, so I don't know what that weighs, but I mean, I can barely lift it like that. I mean, think about how much, you know, a thing of wood shavings weighs. Barely weighs anything. So I don't know what this would be the equivalent to, but 2 or 3, 4 bags of wood shavings or something. So it's now a little bit later. What do you notice? No boxes on the floor in front of me. They're all right here in the bags. So I probably got, because this bag had a little bit in it, and then this has a little bit in it, so I probably got 1 full bag out of all that cardboard. And I mean, this is heavy. So, anyways, guys, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. I hope it at least kind of open your eyes to what you can do with your cardboard. I don't want to push it on anybody. I've been doing it for a year. It works great. I love the bedding in the chicken coop. It's the best bedding I've ever used, but there is a little bit of labor involved. So it is what it is. So anyways, guys, on that note, that's going to be the end of this video. I'll put links in the description to all this stuff. And if you guys like this kind of content, please go out there and like the video and subscribe to our channel. And we'll see you again next time on Skyline Acres.